Hello everyone, welcome to MBA Karo. So today XGMT 2024 was held, which was cancelled on most of the examination centers last time, and I appeared on this examination for the very first time. And in this video, I'm going to analyze the exam, give feedback that what was the difficulty level, how I found it, what are the expected cutoffs. The results would be out soon, so you do not have to worry about it. Based on my understanding of the examination, let's discuss that how the paper was and what should be the number of good attempts in this examination. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow us on social media platforms. Now, this is the examination structure. The number of questions keep changing year on year, and it has sectional time also. So, quantitative aptitude, there were 20 questions, a total of 40 minutes given for them. Verbal ability and logical reasoning. In this, verbal ability was 20 and logical reasoning was 15. Total of 35 questions to be done in 30 minutes. Data interpretation, 15 questions in 30 minutes, and emotional quotient and general awareness. Emotional quotient is sort of decision making, okay, which is on a simpler side, right? You are just given a one line statement that a worker is late to the office, right? One of your team members is not working. What would you do? It's a very easy thing, and 20 questions from it, and 20 on general awareness. 40 questions to be done in 20 minutes. So all in all, you had there were there were 110 questions, okay, and the timing was 120 minutes. So 110 questions, 120 minutes, and if I talk about the marking, so it is plus 3 minus 1. And 3 for every correct answer and minus 1 for negative. So maximum 300 marks. So if you talk about the section wise marks, 60 marks, 105, 45 and 120 marks. Okay, so total 110 questions to be done in 120 minutes. Now let us discuss about section wise what was the distribution and also the expected cutoffs in this. Now, if we talk about the quant section, quant was moderate to difficult. It was like you would expect, yeah, जैसे CAT में question आते हैं, those sort of questions one must have realized. They had given time accordingly, 20 questions, 40 minutes time. Okay, and the level was quite decent. The questions were lengthy. Some questions were quite difficult also to attempt. So arithmetic, there were 7 questions, algebra 5 questions, geometry mensuration 3 questions, numbers 2 questions, and modern math 3 questions. Okay, I would say that any attempt of uh, 8 plus would have been a decent attempt in this section. Okay, if you attempted 8 plus and with a good accuracy, it's a great attempt. Now, let me discuss some of the answers which were present. एक था like two people are going in this vertical direction. The speed were 30 and 16 kilometer per hour. Okay. Another was three people doing work. A does it in 60 days. K plus S in 15 days. And it was given that A and S alternate in 40 days. Okay. It was asked K double work. So the answer was 60 to that question. Then another question was xyz equals to 1. Okay, you had to find the maximum value of x minus 1 plus 1 upon y and y minus 1 plus 1 upon z, z minus 1 plus 1 upon x. So the answer to this question was 1. Simply put, like this is AMGM inequality. Okay, so put xyz equal to 1 and you shall get 1 into 1 into 1. The value you would get is 1. Okay, then there was another question on time and work where there were some trucks and all. The answer was 12 by 7 days, in which you were getting three equations. You had to solve those equations. Okay, then there was one question on inequalities, like algebraic inequalities. P square plus 5 is less than 5p plus 14. In this, the answer was p is less than equal to 6 and minus 1 or 1 or minus 1. I'll just check if it is 1. Yeah, so it was 1 and sorry, minus 1 and this, right? And then there was another question on there is a mixture based question which said you remove, there is 120 liters, you remove x liters, and second time you remove 120 minus x. So it was asked that how much milk is left after two transaction. The answer was 25%. Okay, then there was another question on inequality, 5 by 3 less than n plus 4, 14 by 3, the answer was 0. Then there was one question on cubic equation, x cube minus 10x square plus 31x minus k equal to 0. It was given that there are prime roots. So prime roots, this is the sum, this is the product. Okay, so if you're getting the sum as minus is the sum, like negative of this is the sum and negative of this is the product. So 10 is the sum, that means the roots are 2 3 5 and product will be 30. So the value will be 30 minus k, it will be minus 30. So k will be 30 here. Okay, then there was question on there are three kinds of red, blue and green balls, some question like that. The answer to that was 27, because there were 14 blue balls, okay, 9 red balls and 11 green balls. You had to pick at least two out of it, right? So if you pick at least two, that means you need the minimum number of balls to confirm it. So you will pick all blue, all green, 25, and you have to pick two red to get 27 as the answer. So this was these were some of the answers, and apart from that, so these were most of the answers which were there in which I attempted and have marked also these questions. So all in all, the level was moderate to difficult side, and if one attempted 8 plus, that's a great attempt in this paper. Now let's talk about verbal ability and logical reasoning. Verbal ability was moderate, I would say moderate because of vocab based questions. Let's say the fill in the blanks, there were some difficult ones. Okay, and maybe vocab, few of you might have struggled in some of the questions. I won't say that it was difficult. Moderate depends on the kind of words that were given. Okay, so five questions on fill in the blanks, two complex sentence to simple sentence conversion, one word substitution, four questions, two questions on idioms, two on analogy, and five on vocab. So total 20 questions. And in logical reasoning, there was coding, decoding, direction, sense, blood relations, logical order. This was very easy. Okay, series and ranking based questions. Okay, in these, let me tell some of the answers. One was coding, decoding, which were basically अल्फाबेट शिफ्टिंग, राइट? एक में प्लस वन माइनस वन ऐसे शिफ्ट हो रहा था. And another one was also plus one minus one, but that was uh, like I have not written the answer, but that was something like fragrance. You can comment in the SBHSBODFG. Now this was slightly peculiar because no particular order was being formed. So first letter. Okay, then this would be second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. I found that the ninth letter was here. Okay, the second letter was here, third letter was here, fourth letter was here, then fifth letter was here, then sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. So that was the order. Okay, and then there was accordingly given a word. So it was shifting by one and ordering in this manner. So it was not difficult. It was just that you had to be careful in finding the order. And another was porter is coded as Q N S S F Q. Okay, so this was easy one. You had to add and subtract, add and subtract, add and subtract. So that was the logic. So these were simple logic based. Then there were three questions on directions. One was like a person was going like this, and then the direction was asked. Okay, so another one was person was going 50, 30, 50, and 20. So these were very simple questions. One could have easily attempted these. It was asked that what is the distance between these 2 points. Okay. Then another question was a person is going 20 and then 15 and then 12 and then 15. Okay. So the direction was given northwest and then it goes southeast. So the distance between these 2 points were asked. So this will be 12 and 20, 32. This answer was 10. This was southeast. Yeah. Blood relation, I don't recall. One of the answers, I guess, was daughter, and another I am not recalling, but I had solved those questions. Okay, and then there were questions on series. Some were letter series, which were slightly confusing. Lengthy means there were five blanks and you had to fill. So that was one of these were doable. Okay, in which you were getting like A, B, X, Z, Y. So that was the last uh, blank that we were getting. And then there was a number series which said that 4, 11, 4, 7, 11. So this was easy question. So missing number was asked. So you had to add these two to get the number. So the number was 76. And then there was incorrect number series in which 376, 188, 88, 40, 16 and 4 were given. And you have to find the incorrect number in this series. So the answer was 188 to this question. Okay. So these were some of the questions from LR section, and there were some comparison based and others. So all in all, I would say that it was very easy. And good attempts would be 20 plus. If you did 10 plus here and somewhere around 10 plus here, with high accuracy, because you might not be knowing all the meaning of all the words and all. So if someone attempts 20 plus questions in this, it will be considered as a great attempt in this section. Now talking about the data interpretation section, which was a difficult, I would say moderate, because of these two sets. Okay, so it was about choosing the right sort of questions. These three were CAT level. This was a single question, but it was like very lengthy one. Like it was not worth spending time to just answer one of the questions. It was mix of difficult and easy questions. It was about how smart you are at solving questions. So line graph import export, it was very easy set. Okay, so the ratio of import and export was given and some questions were asked on it. I have not written the values because I had done it in another sheet. So one of the values I remember was 420. Okay, and in that some import was given. Uh, not recalling the answers right now, but yes, it was an easy one. You were given the ratio of import and export, and using that you had to calculate. Then there was fuel requirement, which was very easy. A table was given. It was given in world how much requirement is there. Five different fuels: petroleum, carbons, something, hydrocarbons, or some sort of thing. And in Asia, and it was asked that in which category the percentage increase, the percentage remain constant, decrease, etc. So that was very easy. So one should have attempted these two sets and done with the section, because if you just attempted these 9 questions, easily it was achievable in 30 minutes. Then there was one analytical puzzle which was again that was a doable one. Okay, it was time taking but doable. Like there were 5 days, and there are 5 days, five doctors. So A, B, C, D, F, and they visited in different hospitals. Okay, some of them were Indian hospitals and foreign hospitals. The answer to this question was all 1, 2, 3, 4, all were correct. So, in case someone attempted this, the question was which of the following statements are correct. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, all statements were correct based on it. Okay, then there was grid based volume, book volume. It was a good number puzzle. Like you get it. I mean, you can call these two questions as cat type. ठीक है, cat level आप कह सकते हो उन्हें. One of that question on Harry Potter book, you would get the table like this. It was MNO and 1 2 3. Okay, so you would get 6 3 8 and was 7 1 and 9 5 was 2 comma 4. Okay, so one of the questions asked was like, where is this? I think one of those was 8. Question was on 8 and another was on 7. I don't know what were the questions, but this was the set. So some things were given like it has all even. Then it was given the total was given. This total was given. This total was given. Okay, and then seven conditions were given. This difference was given as 4. Okay, so likewise, some hints were given, and based on that, you have to find out which book is kept in which shelf. Okay, so cat type, two questions involved in it, slightly time consuming. So, in case some student attempted these two sets, could have gone for this one. Okay, then this was a very difficult set, and this was moderate. I would rate this also difficult. It was very difficult, right? Even I was unable to completely get the answer right, that which person uh, ate which fruit on one day. So there were two tables given. One was person, day one, day two, day three, how many fruits they ate on it. Okay, it was similar to one previous cat question wherein there was some people who would get medals in it in different games. Okay, so this was the data interpretation. If someone attempted 8 plus, मान लो इन दोनों sets में से एक आध question नहीं भी बना, that's a good attempt. And now EQ and general awareness. 20 questions on EQ. EQ is something which I found very easy. It just requires common sense, right? So if an employee is late, you tell them that why are you late and make them understand the importance of punctuality. If a team member is not working properly, instead of complaining to the higher authorities, you should talk to him. Okay, so those sort of questions were tested in this, and decision making, you can call it simple questions. There were 20 questions on it. General awareness was mostly static. I don't recall any or there might be very few of the questions which were of current affairs. Okay, so this was mostly I would say that static in nature, and there were questions from awards, Indian like polity, like who is the which of this is not a statutory body, sovereign power, who has the seven sovereign power. Okay, then miscellaneous, it was mix of science, you can call it science, geography, okay, awards, and polity. There were some banking related questions also, CRR and other things. Okay, so these were miscellaneous questions and mostly it was static in nature. Okay, so a good attempt would be 25 plus. So out of 20 questions of EQ, I guess a good student should be able to attempt 15 plus very easily. Okay, and GQ also somewhere around 8 to 10 questions if you do. So not even 25, even if you've done 22, 23 at least, that is a very good attempt in this section, because GK mein hoga nahi static, not everyone is aware of all the topics. So 8 to 10 is a decent attempt, and 15 plus, so somewhere around 25 you have attempted. That's a very good attempt in this section. Now, what could be the cutoffs, right? So these are the cutoffs of the last year. They have sectional cutoff as well as overall cutoff. For male candidates, female candidates, they have different category: non-engineer, engineer, domicile, non-domicile. So there are too many cutoffs involved. Okay, so if you are an engineer and a non-domicile, obviously domicile they have lesser cutoffs. Non-domicile the cutoffs are higher. Okay, so these are the cutoffs, percentile wise cutoffs. Now I would say that what would be the expected number of expected score to get these cutoffs, right? So if I talk about the highest score, that is VALR, I believe that somewhere around in this so VRR was of 105 marks, right? QA was 20 questions, so 60 marks, 45 marks, and this was 120 marks. Right now, if I talk about the VLR cutoff, if we look at the highest also, I don't think it will go beyond 45. Okay, somewhere around, like, if one gets a score of 45, should be able to clear the cutoff. Okay, and 50 percentile in this score, like 50 percentile one needs to get, so maybe around somewhere around 18 to 20 marks, I would say that अगर 6 क्वेश्चन भी अगर आपके सही हो गए, so like as I said, good attempts were around 8, so even if you got 6 correct, that should be enough for 50 percentile, because आपको 50 percentile लाना है, ठीक है? So that is a good enough score. In DI, the 50 percentile would be around 15 marks, 5 questions करीब आपके करके आ गए. So one third, approximately one third. This is just an approximation. In this EQGA, as I said that the questions were more doable. Okay, in this people would be scoring well on the EQ part. GA ठीक है फिर भी like it's a mix. So maybe somewhere around 50 to 55, 50 marks would help you, right? So this is the highest that we are talking about. अगर आपकी category low है, let's say if you are a non-engineer female with domicile, okay, and you need just 55 percentile, so maybe at a score of 35 you can clear in this, and in these you might need somewhere around 12 to 13 marks. Okay, 12 to 13 marks में आपका इतना बन जाएगा, और इसमें somewhere around 10 marks. Okay, and this you might need maybe 35 marks or so. So these are some the just my predictions, don't know how the exact results are, but this is based on my understanding of the examination, the time given to attempt the questions, based on other exams that I have written, and my personal performance. I expect that these could be the numbers. Now let's talk about the overall cutoff. Overall cutoff, I believe somewhere around somewhere like these percentiles. These are percentiles. I am sure that the percentile may go up this time because the number of aspirants might have been more. So somewhere around 125 to 130 if your score is, or maybe it could be even higher. Uh, but somewhere around if you're scoring 130 to, or maybe I don't think it will go beyond 130 or 140. But in my prediction, if your score is somewhere around 125, 130 overall score across all the sections, okay, then you should be able to clear this cutoff. Uh, or maybe like 130 might seem to be a lesser score, so maybe 130, 135. Let's take a guess, because 330 tha. I expect like even if you take 40%, 40% से ज़्यादा नहीं जाएगा 90 percentile के लिए. So around this score, or on the higher side 140, right? Max 140 might be needed. Then if you fall into some other categories, let's say into this category, then probably 115 could be enough for you to clear the cutoff, 115 to 120. Okay, so this is the scores that you might need to clear the cutoffs. Okay, the results, they don't take much time to clear the results. That's the only good part about them. And if you're targeting HRM, these are the sectional percentile scores. Okay, so if you're a domicile category student, then probably you need much lesser than others, so you just need somewhere around maybe 110. If you score 110 in this paper, you should be able to clear the cutoffs. Okay, so these are the expected cutoffs for this paper. In case you appeared on the examination, please do let us know in the comments, or how did you find the paper, what so maybe somewhere around 180, 120, 118, this could be the cutoff. Maximum जो जाएगा वो 130, 135 के range I am predicting, And my prediction might be wrong also. I'm writing this for the first time. Have no idea about it. Just based on my estimation, the time given for the questions, how I found that an average aspirant could attempt, how much they could attempt, and what could be the possible scores they could get in the exam. Okay, so do let me know that if you appeared on the test and how much you scored. In case you are preparing for the upcoming examinations and you are struggling in English grammar, so we have an English grammar practice course which has in this we have two ebooks. One is of grammar rules, another is on phrasal verbs. And in this we will provide you topic wise grammar tests so that you understand different topics like prepositions, nouns, subject verb agreement, etc., etc. And 30 mixed test which has all sort of questions like fill in the blanks, error based questions, okay, and like some on idioms and phrases, etc. These sort of mixed tests are there so that you can practice for the verbal part for most of these examinations, upcoming examinations. So all in all you have 1000 plus practice questions, and this course is available for just 500 rupees. You can check the link given in the description of this video to enroll in it. And if you are preparing CAT for CAT 2024, if you're starting the preparation or know someone who is preparing for the examination, you can recommend our institute. Okay, in this we have live classes and topic wise practice sheets are given along with every class. There's a doubt resolution group of students who are enrolled wherein their doubts are taken up, and you will also get full length CAT mocks and sectional test per section. So in case you are interested or know someone who is interested in it, do let them know about this course which is ongoing. So this was about XGMT 2024. If you appeared on the examination, do let me know your attempts. ठीक है, आपने कितने अटेम्प्ट किए, आपका एक्सपेक्टेड स्कोर कितना बन रहा है, ठीक है, so that I get to know better about this examination. And good for the aspirants who are going to write in 2025. I will be taking some sessions on it, and probably will create mock test also for XGMT 2025. So that was about this examination. If you appeared on the examination, please do watch this video and do let us know that how many questions you attempted and what are the scores that you are expecting from this examination. Thank you for watching this video.